Before we begin, let us take a moment to bring our palms together in veneration. Our teacher, our master, he's the father of loving kindness and compassion. He showed us a way, a path to free ourselves from all the sufferings that we have been encountered throughout our sansaric journey. He showed a way to free ourselves from all the defilements, all the fears, griefs, and angers that we suffered throughout our journey, reminding ourselves the nobleness of our teacher. Let's bring our palms together in veneration, the Supreme Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Therwan Sarana, everyone. So, nice to see you all again. After, I think, a couple of weeks, I've been traveling, and now today I'm in Perth, and just 1.5 hours later, and I have my flight. So I had to stop at sharp 1 hour 30 minutes to leave to the airport. Anyway, to go back to Colombo. And so, ladies and gentlemen, so how's the previous sessions? What I think, like you got the association from Mahasangha, because I asked, I think last week, apologies for the wait. I think because of miscommunication, I think. So because we had Borambala retreat, which was held in Wagga Wagga, with 150 participants. It was a huge retreat, so massive one. So that's why I think I from the monastery, Bakulatero was meant to come, but I think who came? Hemalokatero came, right? He did the session last week. Maitritero. Okay, good, excellent. So at the same time, I have a news now. Maitritero is an Felix Mahathya. These days he is visiting in Germany. So right now, at this moment, they stay in, I think, Germany and Poland. So they'll be touring around Germany and Poland between January until end of January, 27th of January, I think, somewhere 1 month. So if you have any friends in there, you can contact the monastery to get the contact details of the venues and what they are doing there. So, ladies and gentlemen, so I have some good news. Actually, these good news are it's because of these 2 months from 12th of November until now, just moment before, right? I had a big chance to associate our teacher, the greatest teacher, Guru Tero, throughout this 2 months, almost 2 months. And truth be told, ladies and gentlemen, these 2 months was my, like, the I feel like I know why Jesus have said, blessed are those who mourn, so they shall be comforted. Because those 2 months, Guru Tero turned me upside down. So actually, so that's the love and compassion I received from him. So it's because he always point me all the things that I'm doing, the things that I do wrong, and always, like, he showed me that I still suffer within my mind when there's a problem, when there's a situation, when the disaster happens, right? The suffering happens in the mind, right? But the thing is, when we go everywhere, tour everywhere, and preach and doing all these sessions, we don't feel this suffering much because we have something to do all the time. Every day we have something to do. We have all the activities like you're doing job, so we also have something to do every day. All the sessions, people are organizing that call and this call and organizing committee meetings, so many work going on. And because of that, we don't actually experience the mental pressure that much. Whether we have the defilements underneath or not, we don't feel it. So these 2 months, because Guru Hamdru is also doing some activity, like take part in the leader role, so I have some free time. At the same time, when I meet Guru Hamdru always say, okay, you did this, you did that, you did this, that why you did that, why you did those. So so many questions, so many, so many. It's like I'm always in the court. Right? Always questioning. You know that in Melbourne, like he was showing me that sometimes things, when I wanted to do something, I always wanted to do. So that is also defilement, right? So he showed me that you have that wanting to the depth, to the maximum. So and then suddenly one day I contemplate why the pressure builds up in the mind. And ladies and gentlemen, that contemplation actually resolved the problem that I have in my mind. So the take home message here, in your day-to-day life, I'm talking about the practicality. I'm talking about how to practice the path. In your day-to-day life, ladies and gentlemen, you don't allow pressure to come to you. You always hide from the pressure. You always take short routes. You always hide away from the pressure, threats, problems. You always want to get away from the problems. You always want to, it's like, the tortoise, right? You always hide within your skull, right? You wanted to hide. You don't allow pressure to come to you, because you have no way to come out from that pressure. You have no understanding that you can actually contemplate and find a solution for this. Because of that, our natural inclination, our natural tendency is to give an excuse and try to find a pathway, a way to come out from that pressure. This is our bread and butter. I know that you are doing every day, and we also, like, as human beings, right? Human beings are like that. Especially if you are well educated, ladies and gentlemen, then you have so many valid excuses. When you give an excuse to a question, when teacher asks from you why you did that, Swami sir, I did this because of that. Those are really, really good, very logical excuses. By giving those excuses, ladies and gentlemen, what you're doing is you are hiding yourself within that excuses. You don't allow your teacher to clean you. You don't allow your teacher to jump into your mind and clean yourself. You feel that, now teacher is happy with what I'm doing. Right? What you expect, ladies and gentlemen? Teacher should acknowledge what you are doing. You are right, my dear student. You are correct. You are always correct. This is our expectation. This is our expectation. When you ask something from your teacher, from your side, always you have a point of view, a good, valid, solid answer. That answer covers your opinion. I mean, yourself, your sense of self is covered by the answer. It's like, you know, the your your insurance cover. It's like your, you know, car insurance. It covers the damage cost, right? So your excuses are, the excuses are good currency, actually good insurance for your sense of self. Because when you explain an excuse, imagine this, when you explain an excuse, when you give an excuse to the problem that you, because let's say your mind is under pressure, your mind is, you are now, cornered because of all the questions. So you try to find a logical answer to your teacher. You did that because of this. You know, when you reply with that answer, ladies and gentlemen, now that answer is a good excuse. At the same time, it suits you. Don't you feel like that? You feel, at last. You feel, ladies and gentlemen, you are releasing, you are finding a good excuse. I mean, if you don't have this kind of experience, go back to your kindergarten when you were with your mom and dad. You have such kind of experience. When your mom asks something from you, right? Hey, son, why you did this? Then you give an answer. When you give an excuse, ladies and gentlemen, that excuse covers you. That excuse protects your sense of self. That excuse is a way to escape from the mental pressure that you encounter when you've been asked that question. Do you understand my point of view? Because that excuse is fulfilling your ego. That excuse is fulfilling your sense of self. That excuse actually filling your sense of self. You feel, whew, I'm so protected, I'm so covered, I'm so fine. Because my teacher always thinks that I'm good. Go back to your chin. I mean, this is what happened to me when Guru Hamdro is questioning myself, the things that I have been doing, and then I say I'm giving excuses, and you know, I did this. Then you said so many excuses. You are a PhD holder. You can give an excuse to the maximum, and you know to the depth that how to give a proper excuses. Actually, they are right. When we give an excuse, ladies and gentlemen, because when teacher is not threatening, when teacher is asking question and like that, why you did that, then you know that it's actually, it agitates your sense of self. It agitates your mind, and then you are trying to find a way to get rid of trying to find a way to release that pressure. All the excuses that you have been given so far are good excuses. That means they are very valuable. They are very okay. They are some logical explanations. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the things that you have to understand. This is what I felt. This is what I learned from these 2 months, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sharing with you. Today, this is the final day that I'm with Guru Tero. So I'm sharing all the things, not all the things that I'm sharing. I will share one by one in these coming sessions with you guys. What I have learned by staying with my teacher, like great teacher, for 2 months. So this is the first thing I learned, ladies and gentlemen. When someone asks you questions, when someone been questioned yourself, when you feel threatened, when you feel that you don't have any answer, because you know you feel guilty, you know that what you have done is wrong, you know that something is wrong here. Ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing wrong, there's nothing right in this world. There's nothing wrong, there's no thing called wrong, there's no thing called right. When you give an excuse, ladies and gentlemen, now you are covering the sense of self. The sense of self always need to be covered with an excuse. Sense of self always need to be covered with an excuse and say, okay, I'm okay. I feel okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we don't practice the path. This is a good point that you need to understand. You can apply the Dhamma in these moments. When you apply the Dhamma, when you are threatened, when you are under pressure, ladies and gentlemen, that is the moment that Dhamma will convince you that there's another way to find answers for these pressures. Do you understand my point? When you are not under, though those days I'm telling other people all the times in the sermons, I have told you that when you are under pressure, you can't apply the Dhamma because you are agitated. Actually, now I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, no, Dhamma has to be applied in the moment you are under so much pressure. When you are at the maximum level of pressure that you can tolerate, that is the moment you have to apply the Dhamma. You know, when you apply the Dhamma, when you try to find the answer through Dhamma for why that pressure is building up in the mind, that way you can come out from the suffering permanently. This is something like this. You know, in the gas cookers, you know that knob, it has some pressure on the, like you have to put some pressure to move to the next level. Tuck, tuck, tuck. So you have to put some pressure to the move to the next, how do you call the next level of the burner, right? Have you seen this kind of gas cookers? Right? Tick, tick. So tick means you have to put some pressure to move to the next switch. The switch has some pressure, right? Something like that. In order to understand the Dhamma, you need to experience the pressure and then apply the Dhamma. That will move you to the next level. You know, applying Dhamma to the pressure, mental pressure, is the key point that your mind will understand that Dhamma actually doing something to you. You know, 𝗃𝗃𝗏 𝗵𝗃, the anicca, dukkha, anatta, all these concepts that we learn, yes, of course, when we practice here, you don't have any problems, ladies and gentlemen. You are so lucky and you are now well comforted and you are now well seated in your best place at your house and you have no problems, air conditioned, and everything is very soothing and zooming and everything is good. Proper internet connection and everything. At the same time, I love to see your faces, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know whether you understand this because I please turn on your camera at the same time as well if you can. So what actually happens here, right? This is the case, ladies and gentlemen. When you are right now, when you are at this position, when you are listening to the Dhamma, you learn the Dhamma. Right now you are learning, you are applying, you are thinking, you are reflecting about anicca, dukkha, anatta. You understand what is this world, how it happens, and what happens here, what's going on here. Now you reflect it. So this is the training center. In this training center, you don't feel any pressure, ladies and gentlemen. Right? In the training center, what you are doing is training. Your mind is now training to think in the way that your teacher thinks. When you are listening to the Dhamma in this online platform, at the same time when you are listening to a session on face to face, right now what you're doing is your mind is getting trained to think in the way that teacher thinks. Now the point here is, when you're under pressure, ladies and gentlemen, when you're experiencing some mental pressures, stress, when you feel fear, these are the moments that it will convince you this Dhamma actually works. So this is my experience. When my teacher is being questioned and always arguing and always giving some, he was. I mean, if you listen to those conversations, ladies and gentlemen, you think Guru Tero is so bad. Guru Tero is not bad, ladies and Guru Tero is putting me to the corner and hitting me using words to agitate my mind, to show my mind that there's something wrong here. Please try to find answers to your problem. Mind the Tero. So this is what he was doing. So actually, the Jesus is right. Blessed are those who mourn, so they shall be comforted. When what happens there? So one sudden day, I was actually thinking, so many pressure. Now I'm over the limit, up to the brim. Now what should I do? Actually, mental pressure. So I've been telling this to all the people that mental pressure arises because of the ignorance and attachment. So why shouldn't I apply Dhamma here? So I was actually thinking while I'm eating, I was thinking the pressure arises because of ignorance and attachment. Now, what is ignorance here? So throughout that thinking line, ladies and gentlemen, it really convinced me actually right now this is our experience. Ladies and gentlemen, right now you are living, it's not you are living, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm telling you this, right? Right now, what you feel right now is you are living. There's no you living here, ladies and gentlemen. What actually happens here is a sense. This is your chitta that experience everything. When you realize that, ladies and gentlemen, that realization actually release you from all these pressures, because that pressure builds up in the mind because of the sense of self. The sense of self doesn't realize it's a sense of self. Sense of self always feels it's a self. Sense of self, when sense of self happens in the mind, that mind feels it's a self. It doesn't feel it's a sense. I don't know whether you will follow me. When mind feels sense of self, there's a sense, there's a self. That self always feels self. That's what you feel right now. You are right looking at me. Ladies and gentlemen, you are not looking at me. This is the sense of self you experience right now. But the thing is, this sense of self always masks, it is a sense. That's why we always experience this world as fixed entities. You are dealing with fixedness, you are dealing with entities, you are dealing with things, you are dealing with objects, you are dealing with so many people. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, when you realize this, when you apply that Dhamma that you learn from Hetum Paticca Sambhutang, the Anicca, all the Dhamma, what is this ignorance, what actually happens there, it actually proves to you the Dhamma in action. The Dhamma proves to you that you can come out from the suffering. I'm telling you with my conviction, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you with what I experienced, what I felt, what I realized. Do this. Please, please, please. Allow your teacher to put you to a corner and punch you. But the thing is, you don't allow like that. You escape from that. I can't do something like that to you, ladies and gentlemen. So you have to do it by yourself. The thing is, if you come to the monastery, this will happen at some point. But the thing is, you are not coming to the monastery. You are staying here. You are well comforted. So you are not. Blessed are those who mourn; they shall be comforted. Blessed are what? Not blessed. Unblessed are what? Those who are well comforted. I don't know. You have to put it the other way around in your story. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this actually happens. It works. That's why all these times I was telling you, I've been telling you, ladies and gentlemen, apply the Dhamma, apply the Dhamma, apply the Dhamma right now. Yes, of course, you have to apply the Dhamma right now to practice. But it will get convinced to you when you're under pressure if you can apply that. Because when you are under pressure, when you are under stress, when you are under stressed, when your mind under so much pressure, and you have to tolerate it. That's why the Buddha's teachings, Buddha's advice to the monks, he says, Kanti paraman tapo titikka. He explains, always you have to tolerate and practice. He doesn't say, okay, live your life comfortably. He always say, always put you into a trouble and tolerate and apply the Dhamma. This is the way to like come out from that level to the next level. And realization happens like that, ladies and gentlemen. That's why sometimes I'm threatening. Sometimes those who when we are doing retreats, right, when I have very close association with you, some people, then I say, okay, I'm not, I don't you know, when you say Swaminathan, I want to talk to you. No, I don't have time. Go away. So I do like that because I want you to mourn. But the thing is, what happens? See, Swaminathan is not looking after me, so he is not good. You go away. Now what happens? You don't, because of you don't mourn, then you don't apply the Dhamma. As a result of that, you don't feel the Dhamma in action. Because you are taking the route that always you have been taking since you were born. That means releasing from the pressure. Okay, this teacher is not good, I'll find another one. I'll go and find another one. This is what you will take. So that's why we are so afraid to give you a pressure. Buddhist detox retreat is like a kindergarten, ladies and gentlemen. That is an introduction. You haven't seen the reality. So when Nilanchal came to me and said, "Will you be my teacher?" I said, "Yes." On that day, 2 years ago. So if you can come closer to me and closer, then I will, what I will do. I'll help you to mourn. Then if you say, no, I will change my teacher. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling how to practice the path. This path is not always like, it's not something very smooth path. You have to have the determination, courage, enthusiasm. You need to have the determination that you will achieve this. You need to be convinced that you are going through this path. You need to trust your teacher, ladies and gentlemen. That's why when Guru Tero is doing all this, he was actually pushing me, striking my chords, all the chords, ladies and gentlemen. He was striking my all the chords. Those 3 weeks in the Melbourne, he was striking all the chords. I was like, what? Those days, so many problems around. There's a Minister of Nirvana. UK has a problem, and we have to solve. I have to listen to that as well. And Italy, there's another problem, and the registration problem, and there's organizational structural problem, and people. Someone has an issue with their there's so many things, so I have to listen to them and I have to solve that problem. At the same time, there's a huge retreat going on. Borambala retreat is coming up, and then 𝗗𝗃 the chief organizer, Sydney, is there's always a questioning that we have this and this. Swaminathan, you are late. Swaminathan, there's something to do. We have to come. We have to find solution for this. It was over the Lord. And when I meet Guru Hamdro is also good striking chords. I'm telling my experience, ladies and gentlemen. When we apply the Dhamma, it solves all the problem. When I realize that actually this is the chitta that experience all these experiences, ladies and gentlemen, it solves all the things, all the pressure that I felt. After I went to Guru Hamdro, I realized, and then after that, Guru Hamdro is okay. Now he's not questioning. Actually, there was no problem. He didn't say anything after that. He said, "Well done, my boy. Now go ahead." This is what he said. So this is the way that teacher teach you. This is the way that teacher show you a path. So ladies and gentlemen, now this is what I'm telling you. Nibbana is possible. Nibbana is something you can achieve. I'm not saying that I achieve Nibbana, ladies and gentlemen. I have so many things to do. But this is convincing, ladies and gentlemen. This Dhamma is applicable. It is convincing. It convinced to me. It will convince to you. But you have to be mourn. You have to get ready to mourn. Because you're afraid. You like the Dhamma. At the same time, you're afraid. In Sinhala, we call 𝗗𝗍 𝗵𝗍. You like. You're very fond of the Dhamma. At the same time, you're afraid. You have to put your mind under pressure. You have to experience the mental suffering in order to find answers for that. Because throughout your life, you have been finding excuses, finding solutions, finding escape routes. You're making scapegoats, right? To give answers, and you're finding escape routes from the pressure. This is not the way you practice the path. The practice in the path is always, you have to make sure that you are under pressure and then apply to them. If you feel greedy, if you feel okay, you need to eat pizza, don't eat. Stay there. Try to stay there without eating it. Let the pressure to come to you. Let the pressure come to you. You don't do that, ladies and gentlemen, because you have credit card. You spend. Wow. If you don't have money, you spend buy now. You apply buy now pay later, and you do that. BNPL. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not the way to find the answers, ladies and gentlemen. You have been doing this for eons and eons. Let the Dhamma to work within your mind. One occasion, for one of my student, like he was like, he has a phone. He is addicted to 𝗗𝗃𝗧. Like, he has a phone because he has some activities to do in the monastery. He said, Swaminatha, I always have this addiction to shorts, even though I don't have data, so I am addicted to shorts. I said, okay, from today onwards, if you ever touch YouTube button, that's the end of the story, and I won't be your teacher. I won't do anything. If you do so, then don't talk to me, and then I won't teach you, and I will inform Guru Teru, and I will inform others, and I will leave you. You can do whatever the Nibbana you want to do, right? That's the end of the story. And I threatened him. You know, this happened after these 2 months, right? Like last week. Now I know what to do. I cornered him. Now he want to attain Nibbana. You can. I said, you can cheat me. If you cheat me, then it's also your Nibbana, because I'm not worried about your Nibbana. If you are asking me to find a way, the path, okay. If you want me to teach you, you can teach. You can find a way from me. But if you want to find your way is always your way. So you can do what you want. Then he said, okay, I'll take that risk, Swaminatha. I will promise you that I won't touch this YouTube button. Now the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, now yesterday or day before yesterday, he told me, Swaminatha, now honestly I'm telling you, when I open the the phone, I always see the YouTube button. Now when my thumb goes to the YouTube button, it reminds me, your teacher is you are going to lose your teacher because of YouTube button, ladies and gentlemen. Ayo, this is what he feels. Now because of that, he refuses that. As a result of that, now he has to apply the Dhamma to that pressure that it builds. So these are the mental blocks, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I'm telling you, you have to have mental blocks. You need to be a hero, ladies and gentlemen. Otherwise, you will be a not hero. You will be a slave to your mind, slave to the ignorance. Because ignorance always masks the ignorance. Ignorance always leads to ignorance. Ignorance always treats to ignorance. Ignorance always helps to ignorance. Darkness within darkness. That's why I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. In order to apply the Dhamma, you need to embrace the pressure. You have to embrace the pressure. You have to welcome the pressure. You have to let open your mind to feel the pressure. If I ask you, if you have any grudges with other friends or someone in your life, right? If you want to attain Nibbana, I can do like this. If you really, really want to attain Nibbana, you shouldn't have any grudges with anyone, right? If you have any grudges with someone, so you have to go there, go in front of him and explain to him, sorry, I had a problem with you. Now onwards, I'm a good friend to you. I'm okay with you. And embrace him and give him a kiss, not him or he, like give him a hug, right? And then if you can do that, then you will attain Nibbana. If I say like that, ladies and gentlemen, what happened to you? Swami answer, no, I can't do that. Because he has done so many bad things to me. She has done so many bad things to me. So I am against him. I am against her. If you are like that, ladies and gentlemen, how come you can love entire humanity? Because you have some grudge against someone. If we want to attain Nibbana, okay, thank you. See, good Vipaka came to me. This is because of your merits. If you have any grudges, if you have any grudge with someone, have a determination to go in front of him, meet him in person to person or from call, and explain that you felt this and this and this. I'm so sorry for your, like what have been done to you, and from here onwards, I'm okay with you. I'm so sorry what I have done to you. From my side, I'm clean because I won't attain Nibbana. You don't have to say that. You can explain to him, sorry for the things that I have done to you. If you can do that, ladies and gentlemen, you will win this game. You know, I did this 5 years ago, 7 years ago. In 2018, when Guru Hamdro was doing sermons in Sinhala, in Ingiriya, Sri Lanka, one occasion he told us, like general audience, if you have any grudge against someone in your culture, in your like family members or in your people, like your friends, if you have any like grudge, like long lasting grudge, right? You need to say sorry for him. You need to always give what you have to forgive him. You have to forgive her. You have to do that, ladies and gentlemen. You know what happened? So I'm telling you my experience, ladies and gentlemen. My father's brother, they resides in like the next door. It's in the in front of our house. So for the I think I was 29 years old or 30 years old. For that 30 years, I think for 25 years we haven't visited that house. It's next door. They are against each other. They don't like each other. Right? My father's brother, my uncle, they against each other because of the, I think something, that land problems in Sri Lanka. We have all these land problems. I think the other, you might know that, right? So so they against each other, they fight each other, they have all these arguments, and even their kids and us, we don't talk to each other. So we go in front, when we go out from the house, we have to leave, we have to go in front of their house, right? So we don't look at that side, we go to the road and we leave. So this was there for 25 years. Yeah, right. So when I listened to these talks from my teacher, I told my wife that back then, okay, I had to do something if I want to attain Nibbana. So I should be okay with all my uncle and aunts and that the siblings, my the fiance, right? Not fiance, sorry. You have to be okay with cousins. I said okay. What I will do. I mean, let's when we went from Canberra to Sri Lanka one occasion, I think during New Year time, we went there, and we didn't tell our parents, my parents. We went there, and then during the New Year time, usually people go to the other places, other people's houses, and to celebrate New Year time. Like I mean, April 13th and 14th in Sri Lankan New Year is April 13th and 14th. So when we went there, we secretly came out from our house, saying that we are going somewhere, and we entered to their house, right, without letting our parents know. And then, you know what? My auntie was now crying, seeing me in front of in their house, and uncle is also crying. And I said, I'm sorry for anything that I have done for these 25 years. I'm okay with you. I love you all. And if you have any problem from here onwards, we don't have anything. I said like that, naturally. And they were hugging me, and they were, that it was a drama there. There was a drama. And that cousins also, they hugged me, and there was a huge drama. And you know what happened after I came home? Another drama started because my father saw that I went inside that house. So you know what? After 2 years that this happened, now they are the best friends in that village. They help each other, they serve each other. Even for my ordination, that uncle and auntie, my father's brother, took his vehicle, and my mother came in that vehicle to my ordination. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I did back then. I'm telling you the path. So if you want to follow this, right, you have to start doing this. If you have any grudge, anything against with someone you feel, no, if you want to attain Nibbana, right, allow this pressure to come to you and go and in front of them and talk to them, and then reflect why you felt pressure. Reflect about the pressure that happens in your mind. This shouldn't be there. It happened because of the ignorance and attachment. This is the way, ladies and gentlemen, you apply the Dhamma. Other side, negative, super negative, it doesn't matter to you, because you are clean. You are Mr. Clean and you are Mrs. Clean, and the other side is positive or negative. It depends on them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the path. Try. If you want to attain Nibbana, this is the way you attain Nibbana. You need to have utmost compassion and loving kindness to all the humanity. If you have all the living beings except for this may attain Nibbana, this kind of statement won't like work. May all the living beings except for this one and that one attain Nibbana. So you have a statement like that. May all living beings in the whole world, except for this and that and this, attain Nibbana. No, it doesn't work like that. Because your wish now has a condition. You shouldn't have condition, ladies and gentlemen. You need to have the utmost empathy, compassion towards the entire humanity. This is the way you achieve this is the way you achieve this. I want you to try this. I want you to be more, ladies and gentlemen. Now I am a bad person now. From here I'm not this session. I'll be the bad person. Right? I'm not going to scold you, ladies and gentlemen. I know now. I know how my teacher put me into the trouble. So I know how to do that. I know how to do slowly, because you are always associating us. You want to attain Nibbana. That's why you're coming here every day. That's why you associate us. That's why you need the noble association. That's why you come here. I want you to start this business. I want you to seriously start attaining Nibbana. Because I'm telling you, this is possible. This is... Ladies and gentlemen, the other thing is, always when you listen to the Dhamma, always you have to come to the ground level. You have to be in the ground, on the ground. Don't think that you are enlightened. You know, when I meet Guru 𝗂𝗂 in 2018, like long time ago, I was actually from 2010 onwards, I was actually searching for a teacher. So I was listening to so many versions and variations of these teachings, the Buddhist teachings, and some teachers. I've been there for 3 or more 4 years, and I was their valet, and I was actually helping helping them. I was actually planning the events, and I was like that. So those occasions, I thought, okay, now I am Sotapanna, I am a stream enterer, because I have listened to that Dhamma, and now I feel that I don't have any like anger, something has soothes me. Now I felt like I'm Sotapanna, and after that I found another teacher, and I became Sakuddhagami, the one returner, right? And then I was just about to think that coming to the non-returner state, and then found Guru 𝗂𝗂. When Guru 𝗂𝗂 one occasion said, okay, if you are Sotapanna, Sakuddhagami, Anagami, it doesn't matter. You have to be like a mundane and normal person in order to understand. I will show you the path slowly. So you know what happened? My teacher turned me upside down on that day. I thought, okay, what I have been doing is nonsense, and I thought, okay, I understand the Dhamma now. I'm superior. I know the Dhamma. I can explain the Dhamma very well. I can teach someone else Dhamma. Actually, I was. So I thought that, okay, this is enough. So I reduced the gear to the Sotapanna. I was actually in one returner. So I reduced the gear to Sotapanna. I said, okay, I'm stay here because I don't want to become Puthajjana, the ground level. So I was listening to Dhamma for so like now 8 years, 9 years. So I thought like that. Then after like couple of months, I felt no, it's going wrong again. So I have to come back. I have to switch the gears back to again Puthajjana. So let's start from this journey from the beginning. So I turned that gear to the 0 and started. Ladies and gentlemen, then and then only you can understand the Dhamma. You have to become a student, ladies and gentlemen. You have to become a student. You have to go to the ground level. You have to go in front of your teacher and beg in front of your teacher. Teacher, 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 save me, save me, save me. This should be the mindset that you should have. If you want to practice this truly, if you want to practice this honestly, this is the mindset you should have. It doesn't matter whether you are 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 90s, and 110 years old, ladies and gentlemen. You have to be like a student. You have to be like a kid. You have to be like you are in the kindergarten in front of your teacher. The best student-teacher relationship I showed with 𝗏𝗏𝗁 and Guru 𝗏𝗏. The Guru 𝗏𝗏 student, in our monastery, Guru 𝗏𝗏 has one student, that is Amadasana 𝗏𝗏. He is the second, the management. He is the top of the management in our monastery. So Guru 𝗏𝗏 has one student, official student. So Amadasana 𝗏𝗏𝗁 has 6-7 students. All these 𝗏𝗏𝗁 𝗏𝗏s are under Amadasana 𝗏𝗏𝗁. And under that, there are like teacher-student hierarchy. So the best teacher-student relationship I saw is between 𝗏𝗏𝗁 and Guru 𝗏𝗏. It's a love affair, ladies and gentlemen. It's crazy, ladies and gentlemen. They say they argue each other, but that argument is very funny, and these arguments actually to find the proper answer for that. They don't have any grudge. The best relationship I ever seen in my life. Gurudeva can say anything to Nayakadeva. Nayakadeva is like this. This is the association you need. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, our monastery is so strong in this way. You can see within 7-8 years, this much of people gathered and people come there and people help each other, people support each other because of the strong relationship within the top management. Nobody accuses each other. Nobody has grudges. Nobody has any other second agendas. Everybody is running after Nibbana. Everybody is looking to find the Nibbana, Nivana, the inner peace. That's why I can see how strong the monastery is. That's the very reason. Because we have strong connection, we have strong relationship. We don't have any issues. That's why I love any student that actually I can trust 100%. If I can trust 100%, that student is the best student, ladies and gentlemen, for that teacher. If I can say anything without hurting that heart, that's the best relationship. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the relationship you should wish with your teacher. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, Nibbana is only possible with a teacher. Nibbana is only possible with a teacher. Without a teacher, you can't achieve this. Honestly, I'm telling you, you can't. Because we have no idea how the depth of this trap. This trap is perfect trap, ladies and gentlemen. This is a perfect trap. Any point you can get again come back to the journey, the trap. You think that you are achieving Nibbana, you are just about to move to the next level. You will come back again if you don't listen to the teacher. This is what I learned. These are the things what I learned from 2 months, for these 2 months. This is also Anicca Dukkha Anatta. Ladies and gentlemen, this is also Anicca Dukkha Anatta. But this Anicca Dukkha Anatta is not that Anicca Dukkha Anatta we explained with, candlelight and all the things. This is the way to apply the Anicca Dukkha Anatta. You have to put yourself onto the ground. You have to let your teacher to punch you, mock you, knock you, annoy you, rip you upside down, turn you upside down. Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing this. Actually, attaining Nibbana, enlightenment, is not something like when you do meditation and suddenly you feel light and then enlight and then enlighten. This is not like that, ladies and gentlemen. Realization is not something that you feel light. Then lightning, you can experience this when you meditate in front of the rainy days when lightning happens. When thunderstorms are there, you can experience that enlightening then. Nibbana is not like that. You can see the gods and you can see all the other, the spirits, if you can talk to them. That is not enlightenment, ladies and gentlemen. Even those spirits also with the same boat, they also don't know what to do. You have no idea what to do. They come to you to seek guidance from you. You also don't have a solution. They also don't have a solution, ladies and gentlemen. So how come you can say that I'm enlightened? No, I can talk to those people. Hiya. Don't fall into those traps, ladies and gentlemen. Nibbana is not magics. Nibbana is not something magical, ladies and gentlemen. Nibbana is magical, but it is logical. It's a logical magic. It's not magical magic, ladies and gentlemen. Try to understand this. When I'm doing meditation, I start feel the peace from inner mind, and the tears came out from my eyes. This is something wrong with the mind. This is because your mind is an illusionist. Your mind, if you are vexed for to find something, magical, the mind creates the magical things and show you. This happened to us. When I was doing meditation back then with those other teachers, ladies and gentlemen, I was expecting to feel the 𝗃𝗃𝗵𝗺, the fourth jhana. Did I tell you those things? So I was doing meditation. So I was expecting to feel the light, inner light. They say that when you come to the Chatutta Dhyana, then you feel, your body is enlightened and you will feel like that. So I was expecting that. I was doing like chanting, and I'm trying to find that inner light. No light came. Even no sunlight. Right? Suddenly light came. I thought, oh, this is the light. So I look at my body, I don't feel any difference, but I can see some light. Then when I opened my eyes, I saw that someone has switched on the light in front of my. In that room, there's a light. It was switched off, and now someone has switched on. So then I thought, see, your mind is an illusion, isn't it? If you vex for something, this mind can create that illusion and show you, okay, this can be achieved. See, you achieved that. Don't fall into those traps, ladies and gentlemen. You will easily fell into those traps. I'm telling you with conviction, my ladies and gentlemen. If we want to achieve this, if we want to achieve the salvation, if you want to free yourself from suffering, ladies and gentlemen, this is the only way. Associate your teachers, be with your teachers, follow your teachers, let your teacher to turn you upside down, let your teacher to help you. This is the only way that you can be saved. We all, ladies and gentlemen, we are good fishermen. We catch fish from the vast open sea. Detox your mind, right? Monday session is for those fish who, like you have been caught to our net. That's why you are here. So you are following us. Associate us. Follow the path. We can save you. You know what? Bindu, I don't know whether she's here. So when I saw that you all were changed a lot in the Sinhala event, Melbourne. So when there's a Melbourne, so we had big event in Melbourne with Guru Tero, the 𝗃𝗃𝗵𝗺 grand event. In that grand event, I think organizing team, we had 90 people in the organizing team. I think close to 500 something audience came, and that event held in Melbourne. So I saw Bindu was there and helping with other people. Like the session is in Sri Lankan Sinhalese, in Sinhala language, but some people like among you, they came there. At the same time in Sydney, I saw some of you people, like you came there, help them, offer arms. So this is what you have to do. Earn merit, ladies and gentlemen. Get involved with whatever the way that you can involve in this journey. Because if you help sasana, if you can make sasana owes you, ladies and gentlemen, that's the way to come out from the suffering. You have to establish the connection with the sasana. You have to establish the connection with the teachers. That's why we all do Guru Vandana. The teachers pray that we do after all the sermons, ladies and gentlemen. These are the teachers' prayers you have to do. When you do that, ladies and gentlemen, what you're doing is you are offering all the merits that you had done throughout this week to me. And then asking what I have done to you and what you offered as well. Let's say we can measure merits with kilograms. let's say a bunch of atoms did 1 kilogram of merits, and Davis has had 1 kilogram of merits, Kusala Nona had 1 kilogram of merit, likewise. So everybody has 1 kilogram of merits. So when you say Samina Katam Punya, Maya Katam Punya, Samina Databba, when you say like that, now you are offering those kilogram merits to me. So how many kilograms now I have? If you have 32 here, then I have 32 kilograms including my kilogram. 1 kilogram. Then you say, Samina Katam Punya Mayandathabam. Now what you're doing? Now you're taking all the 32, you are copy pasting that 32 kilograms from you to you. Now what you're doing is you're taking that 32 kilograms, what I have to you. So everybody has now 32 kilograms. You know what happened? So you have given 1 kilogram and taken 32 kilograms. Now what happened? You owe 31 kilograms to me. Because of that, you can't escape out from me. So you have to associate me. You can't leave me. This is how you establish the connection with your teacher. So that's why I'm telling you, this is something like business. This is not business, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, you have to have the connection with your teacher. When you have that connection with your teacher, ladies and gentlemen, now you establish that connection. As a result of that, you can't escape from your teacher. So you have to always stick to your teacher. You have to be with your teacher. That's why when you offer water every day to the Buddha, I ask you to do that. If you do that, ladies and gentlemen, like always resolve that wish, determination. Please, this merits will guide you to associate your teacher until you attain the path, until you achieve the enlightenment. So I do that, ladies and gentlemen, every day. Still, even truth be told, ladies and gentlemen, every day I offer water to the Buddha. I told you, I am doing it. You can ask from the Brahmala participants that final day I offered water with the determination, right? And I'm not going to say that to you, but I had the best determination in my life. I determined that I offered that to the Buddha at the end of the day. Some people have shared that merits with that day. Join with that, rejoice with that. And then it works. Determination always help you. You need to have the enthusiasm, you have the determination. You need to always update that determination. This is the way to keep the momentum. Otherwise, you will feel ups and downs in your path. Sometimes you are happy, sometimes you are okay with the path you practice. You want to attain Nibbana and no Nibbana. And on Monday, okay, then we pump again, pump. Okay, oh yes, I want to attain Nibbana, and then after that, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then comes down. In order to keep the momentum, this is the way. Always have to have the determination. So yes, so today I think I'm not going to explain Dhamma to you. Next week we will discuss some Dhamma, because I have some good understanding. I have some good things to explain to you, the way that we can easily apply the Dhamma. It's not something that we have explained these things, ladies and gentlemen, but that day by day, when you understand, when you feel that okay, we can explain in this way, I mean, because the examples are coming to our mind, and because we apply the Dhamma, because still you can get we explain the anicca, we explain that anicca dukkha anatta using a candle flame. Remember that so many days we have been doing that. Yes, still I am taking the candle flame. We can explain so much deeper and deeper concept using the candle flame. We can do that. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, Dhamma is actually working. Dhamma is there. You need to realize. You need to let your mind to realize it. So you have the first thing you need to have determination, plus you have to tolerate. You have to tolerate the pressure and then apply the Dhamma. Don't find excuses. Don't find escape routes. Let your mind to feel the pressure. Let your mind to feel the grudge. I know that, I mean, if you're honestly saying to me, Swaminathan, I want to attain Nibbana, this is the way. If you say, okay, Swaminathan, show me the Nibbana, but I don't want to attain, you can explain to me. I'm just came here to study the Nibbana. Ah, okay. I can do that lullaby as well. But the thing is, you will sleep. I can say anicca dukkha anatta, anicca dukkha anatta. Then you will fall asleep. At the same time, after like a couple of years, few years later, we will find that we will find you as a preta, as a spirit. He not even a human being, now begging for uh, food. If you want to become one like that, that's your way, right? If you want to be a hero and come out from your suffering, this is another way. See, which pill you will take, red pill or blue pill? So I'm obvious. Ladies and gentlemen, try to understand this. I'm not saying that. I'm not pushing you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saying this is the way. And I feel like if someone asks me if Nibbana is possible, November 12th, I said yes. Yes, Nibbana is possible. And now I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, the same yes, but that this yes is 100,000 times tighter than the yes that I said 12th of November. How can I show you? How can I show you? I am experiencing it. That's why I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. This I don't know how luckiest, how meritorious we are to receive this Dhamma, like after 2500 years. Now we can see who is the Buddha, slowly and slowly and slowly. How compassion, how much of compassion he had, how much of empathy he had towards this entire humanity, entire living beings. We can experience it slightly. If you want to see the Buddha, you have to see yourself. If you want to see yourself, you have to see the Dhamma. If you want to see the Dhamma, you have to follow your teacher. Natti me saranang anyang, Buddho me saranang warang. Natti me saranang anyang, Dhammo me saranang warang. Natti me saranang anyang, Sangho me saranang warang. Natti me saranang anyang, Nibbanam paramang sukham. There's no refuge other than the Buddha. There's no refuge other than the Dhamma. There's no refuge other than the Sangha. There's no refuge other than the attaining the salvation. These are the stanzas my grandmother was chanting with me. And I didn't know the meaning of those things, those days. We were just chanting. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the very profound teachings, meanings. You have to experience this, ladies and gentlemen. You can do this. You can. I can attest to, I can promise you. I will do the maximum, the level best I can do to help you. But it's up to you to get that help from us. One side is giving the push. You need to have the other side. One hand washes the other hand. This hand can't wash this hand if this hand cannot come closer. If I'm not telling something that theory. The Buddha, in the textbook, this is how you associate teacher. This is the way that you associate it. No, 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 no. This is first-hand experience I'm sharing. So you're so lucky to listen to these things from the Guru Tero to me to you. I've heard those things, like those stories from the Buddha's time, that some monks when they are not close to the Buddha, Buddha is going to them, right, to those monasteries, and the Buddha is helping those monks, because Buddha resides in another monastery very long time, far away. So time to time Buddha goes there to help those monks, right, to achieve their salvation, to push them through from the limits to go to the next levels. So I have heard these stories. So actually right now we are experiencing that. Hmm? Because I've been traveling everywhere. So Guru Dero was telling me, "Oh, you like to travel. You don't want to stay in the monastery. You are the traveling monk. You are traveling monk. You don't like to stay associate Mahasangha. You hate Mahasangha. You don't like to stay in the monastery because I love to stay in the monastery. You're the one." See, if you hear these things, ladies and gentlemen, would you? How do you feel? This is the way he say. And he says, and when I say no, then he says, no, that's truth. I'm going everywhere under the I give with the the approval. Without any approval from my teacher, I won't do anything. But the thing is, he's striking the chords. If I have that likings in the mind, in the deep mind, because I can say, so, there's a group of people in Germany, so we can help these people. So I am the only one who has the passport, so I can convince with excuses, and if they allow, okay, we can go. So that's why, ladies and gentlemen, teacher knows you. Teacher knows what happens to you. Teacher knows how teacher came out from those troubles. Let your teacher to clean you. I'm inviting you, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to truly, if you are saying honestly, okay, I want to attend Nibbana, we will show you. We can do this. That's why you get the association from the Mahasangha. See, last 2 weeks, we were unable to come. Last 3 weeks, I think. So somebody from the monastery came and helped you. Maitri Thero, that's the thing. Like, he hasn't grown in a situation, in an environment, the Buddhist environment. He realized the Dhamma. He realized the path. Now he is practicing. We saved him from the jungle. That he was there. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, you're so meritorious to come to us. You're so meritorious to come to the Buddha. You're so meritorious to associate Mahasangha. I don't know how much of merit that you have done throughout your life to achieve this kind of achievement. Make sure that embrace pressure, ladies and gentlemen. Don't escape from pressure. Embrace pressure. Feel pressure to come here. Allow pressure to come here. Always go to the ground. In front of your teacher, go to the ground. And the other advice I gave to you, that is the best thing. You shouldn't have any grudges with anyone in your life. Ha ha ha. Try to come out from that trap. It will be so hard, ladies and gentlemen. You have to call him, you have to call that person and say, sorry for everything I have done. From here onwards, I don't have any issue with you. It's fine if you have. Don't say like that, but it's fine if they have. From your side, you are Mr. Clean and Mrs. Clean. Try to do that. It's a good time to do that. If you have any. Otherwise, you're okay. You need to have a good heart, ladies and gentlemen. You need to have a soothing heart. You need to have a healing heart. Healed heart. Let Dhamma miracle does the miracle in your mind. Let Dhamma to do the miracles in your mind, ladies and gentlemen. This is achievable. I can't clean from, this is so sad, ladies and gentlemen. I can't come to your mind and do, like, if I can practice on behalf of you, I will practice, ladies and gentlemen. The thing is, I can't do that. You have to do that. If I can jump into your mind and clean your mind and clean your the toilet pit, then I can do that on behalf of you. But the thing is, but I can't see you, you can't see me. When you realize the Dhamma, then you will see me. This is what I explained to Guru Hamdra. Guru Hamdra, I can see you right now. This is what I said. Teacher knows everything, ladies and gentlemen. Teacher knows. We cannot hide anything from teacher. He's one step ahead of us. Okay, shall we call it a day? May the noble triple gem be with you. There was an everyone. See you next week.